It might sound like the plot of a science fiction movie, but this story is entirely real. The CIA's Stark project, MK-Ultra, reveals the terrifying face of mind control. What if you were to discover that, unknowingly, you've been part of an experiment all along? Imagine living in a world where trust is a luxury, and even governments are capable of conducting cruel experiments on their own citizens. Today, I'm taking you back to a dark chapter in history. Though it might seem like fiction, every word of this is true. The CIA secret project MK-Ultra is a chilling testament to the horrifying potential of mind control experiments. So here's the question. Is it truly possible to control someone's mind? And if so, how could such power be misused? The 1950s marked the height of the Cold War, while the US and the Soviet Union competed in a nuclear arms race. Psychological warfare methods like mind control and propaganda gained significant importance. There were rumors that the Soviet Union had developed advanced mind control techniques, causing serious concern in the US. During the Korean War, reports suggested American POWs had been subjected to brainwashing. These fears drove the CIA to explore mind control techniques of their own. In 1953, the CIA launched Project MK-Ultra. This covert program aimed to develop ways to manipulate the human mind, to extract information and control adversaries. Led by CIA Director Alan Dulles and headed by Sidney Gottlieb, MK-Ultra sought to create substances and techniques that could fundamentally alter human behavior. Core objectives: discover methods to erase and rebuild memories, develop chemicals to interrogate enemy agents, create a way to turn an individual into an unwitting assassin. All of this was justified under the guise of national security. At the center of MK-Ultra's experiments was LSD, lysergic acid diethylamide. The CIA believed this powerful hallucinogen might hold the key to mind control. Thousands of people were given LSD, often without their consent. LSD was secretly slipped into drinks or food, leaving the unsuspecting subjects at its mercy. Imagine sitting at a cafe, sipping your coffee, only to find yourself spiraling into an uncontrollable psychedelic experience, without ever knowing why. Some participants were kept under the influence of LSD for weeks, while the experiments revealed that LSD was unsuitable for mind control. They left many participants with lasting psychological damage. The CIA explored whether hypnosis could alter or erase memories entirely. They also tested the possibility of implanting subliminal messages to influence behavior. One of the most shocking methods involved the use of electroshock therapy to wipe the slate clean in a person's mind. These methods were most notoriously employed in Canada during the Montreal experiments, where patients suffered severe psychological harm under the guise of treatment. Some trials pushed the boundaries of morality even further. Prostitutes were recruited to lure unsuspecting targets into brothels, where they were drugged with LSD. The CIA observed their behavior from hidden locations. Inmates were coerced into participating with promises of reduced sentences, but many were left psychologically scarred. Frank Olson, a CIA chemist, unknowingly ingested LSD. The resulting trauma caused him to spiral into paranoia and depression. Shortly afterward, Olson fell to his death from a hotel window. While officially ruled a suicide, his family firmly believes he was murdered to silence him. In 1973, CIA Director Richard Helms ordered the destruction of most MKUltra records. However, thousands of documents survived, eventually exposing the project to the public. In 1975, the U.S. Congress launched an investigation into unethical government practices. MKUltra was one of the primary focuses. Sidney Gottlieb testified, but much of the program's true scope remains unknown. Investigative journalists, including Seymour Hersh, helped uncover the dark truths behind MKUltra, bringing its chilling details to public attention. MKUltra failed to achieve its lofty goal of total mind control. Instead, it left a trail of destroyed lives and remains a stain on scientific ethics. Countless individuals experienced severe trauma, with some driven to suicide. Others faced lifelong mental struggles as a result of these experiments. Even today, some conspiracy theorists believe MKUltra never truly ended, but continues in more covert forms. They speculate that modern tools like media and entertainment could be used to subtly influence minds on a massive scale. How frightening is the idea of a government seeking to control the minds of its own citizens? MKUltra is a grim reminder of how science in the wrong hands can become a nightmare. As for my thoughts, MKUltra represents one of the darkest moments in modern history, a time when ethics were cast aside and human dignity was ignored. It was more than a scientific failure. It was an attack on the very fabric of humanity. Even now, we must ask ourselves, could similar experiments still be happening today? Are we unknowingly part of something we cannot yet see? The rest of this story is up to you. Was MKUltra merely a mistake of the past or a warning of dangers yet to come?